Hey everybody, and welcome to Meatless Monday, and it's really on Monday this time. So tonight is not much of a recipe, it's just fajitas. It's how I make my fajitas. So we really like fajitas, and I kind of make them a lot, so this is how I do them. I cut up a whole white onion, and underneath there is a little bit, well, about 3/4 of a red bell pepper, 3/4 of a yellow bell pepper, and 3/4 of a orange bell pepper that I used about 1/4 of each one last night, but I had this left over, so that's why I'm going to make fajitas tonight, because I had those peppers left over that I want to use. I had some leftover beans I made tostadas yesterday for lunch, so I had the rest of the can of the leftover beans, so I'm going to use that. And from last night's dinner, I have some brown rice left over, so we're going to have that. So for the fajitas, I do the onions and the peppers, and I'm going to be using these Morningstar steak strips. I absolutely love these, okay? They have the chicken ones, and they have the steak ones. These are completely vegan, but they taste super yummy. So what I'm going to do is put those in here and crisp them up a little bit, because I like them a little bit crisp. Because they're kind of rubbery and boingy to me, if you just put it in with the onions and stuff. So I just like to crisp them up. I think it helps the texture. But any of this brand, I also have the chicken ones. I absolutely love them. They are part of Kellogg's. They are owned by Kellogg's, so you can print coupons for them from the Kellogg's website, or you can redeem your points that you get from collecting points from the Kellogg's Family Rewards website. And once you collect enough points, you can print out high value dollar coupons for these. So I just love to have these in my freezer, these and the chicken ones, and then the crumbles, because then I always have something that I can throw together and make a quick meal when I don't know what I'm going to make, or I just am at a loss for what I'm going to make, because that's usually how it is. Usually it's 5 o'clock and I'm like, oh, what am I going to make for dinner? But I'm usually thinking about it all day long, because I usually wake up in the morning thinking about what I'm going to make for dinner. So what I'm going to do is put these in the oil. I like these red copper nonstick pans. I think they're really nice. I didn't think there was much in here, but there is kind of a lot. I don't know if I'm going to use the whole thing. We'll see. I'll put them in there and see how it goes. Yeah, I guess I'll just use them all. Okay, so that's going to crisp up. I'm going to put the onions first. I like to just do onions first and get those kind of caramelized. And once they're kind of caramelized, then I'll take them out and just do the peppers. And then I will put it all together. I don't know why. You could do it all together, but to me, I just like to get the onions caramelized first, because the peppers are kind of wet and watery, and they will kind of just steam everything, which is okay after everything gets cooked. But at first, I'm just going to put those in. Also, I had 4 mushrooms left over that were in my vegetable drawer that were on their last leg and need to be used up, so I just went ahead and put them in here. So I'll just put those in my fajitas also, because why not? It doesn't hurt to have extra something in there. If I had a zucchini that was on its last leg and needed to be used up, I would also use that. So we're going to saute this all together, and and I'm going to be using mild taco seasoning mix, because that's all I have. Normally I would use fajita seasoning mix. This is starting to pop. So normally I would use fajita, but I don't have it. And I'm not going to go to the store just to buy fajita seasoning mix. If you don't have that, you could do cumin, garlic powder, and onion powder, and a little bit of chili powder, and a little bit of salt and pepper, because I think that's just about all they use. So yeah. So I'm going to saute this up, and I'll show it to you when it gets more sauteed up. Okay, so I've got everything going. The onions are cooking up nicely. I've sprinkled a little bit of the taco seasoning mix on it. The beans are warming up. This is the griddle I'm going to turn on and warm up my tortillas on it. I have to have 5 burners going. I don't know what I'd do without 5 burners. Sometimes I clean my burner things. I soak them in ammonia overnight, and it takes a couple nights to soak and get all the gunk off. It's hard to live without 5 burners, I'm telling you. So yeah, everything is coming together nicely. When these soften up, I'm gonna cut them up because I like them a little bit. I don't like big long strips. I just like smaller pieces of this. So yeah, they're nice and soft, so I'll start cutting them up. And so, oh, it smells so good in here. Goodness gracious, it smells fabulous. Alright, I'll show you some more later. Okay, the onions have good caramelization going on them, so now I'm just going to push them to the side and add the mushrooms and the bell peppers. This won't take long to come together at all. And once they get a little bit tender, then I will put the steak strips in it, sprinkle some more taco seasoning mix, and start warming up the tortillas, and we'll have it all on our plate. So I will show you when it's all plated up. This would be really good with green bell peppers because they'd be more colorful, but I don't have any green ones. It's hard times, folks. It's real hard times here. But before I plate it up, I want to show you how yummy it looks. Oh, it smells so good. Yes. It's really good, and I was able to use up leftovers, so they didn't go to waste. I really like to use up my leftovers a lot. I think that it's an incredible money saver when you don't throw away your leftovers and you incorporate them and use them any way that you can. And as I said before, my husband and I do not mind eating leftovers at all. In fact, since there's just 2 of us, it's absolutely a requirement that we're going to eat. One meal is going to last for at least 2 nights, and most of the time 3 and 4 nights. So we better be prepared to be eating leftovers. So yeah, so I'll show you when it's plated up. Yeah, I know I keep saying I'm going to show you when it's plated up, but I'm going to show you that. I heat these tortillas up. These are flour. Sometimes we have corn. We have flour ones, so I'm just going to use these up. And yes, and so the date on them was Best by May 20th. Today's the 22nd. I don't see it on there. It's there somewhere. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's really hot here today, so my husband brought me a cold frosty one to drink while I'm slaving over this hot stove. Yeah, so that's what I do is I just put these on here and flip them. It's really good. Thank you, darling. So now I will show you when it's plated up. Alright, as promised, it's plated up. So here's the fajitas. I've got the beans with a little bit of cheese on top and the brown rice, and I'm having a cold frosty one. Both my darling husband and I are having cold frosty ones with our dinner tonight so that we can pretend we're at a Mexican restaurant. I don't have a lime, though, to pretend I'm at a Mexican restaurant, but that's what's for dinner tonight. Thank you so much for watching Meatless Monday. We'll see you next week. Bye.